excuse you. Get her a tissue. Moms turn their daughters into women, and they turn their sons into adults. Fathers turn their daughters into ladies, and fathers turn their sons into men. The reason why is because fathers instill chastity into his daughters, which then makes her a lady. The reason why is because fathers instill discipline and decisiveness and integrity into his son, which turns him into a man.
Kohalo Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, who we know on this side of the hemisphere as the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. To you ribs, to you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order, Shalom. Today we're going to speak about the importance of chastising, right, and what it does and why we need it. So like it. Right, as we know, it's very important in our lives, right? We see the difference between Israel and the other nations. You know, when we grew up, we feared our parents because they instilled chastity, morals, and discipline. If you had that type of, parent setup, not all have that, but because it's part of the curses. But we know that in Israel, our parents are known, not to spare the rod and, throw flip-flops at you and things like that nature. Like, we make jokes of it, but it's actually beneficial, right? And the Lord has chastised his people, right? Let me see if I can find that precept real quick. Let's see. What was it? Let's see, where did I see it? Here we go. What the fuck? Salakia. Why did it switch to that? Go to the book of Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 7. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteth not? Right? The Lord only chastises his children. Right? He's not going to chastise the neighbor. You're not going to chastise the neighbor's kid because that's not your kid. Right? And then you chasten who you love. Right? Verse 8. But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. That's cold, man. Right? But this is why it's important, right? Because you show love through correction. You don't correct somebody you don't love. You just let them go off and just, kill himself in a sense, or how they say, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30. We're going to start on verse 1. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him to oft feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end, right? Because it instructs him and gives him guidance. Right? We are to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and by fearing him, we do what? We listen to him. Right? And this is the order in which we all move. He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Right? Because then you're going to create somebody who is just like you under the orders and regulations in which you practice, which is the law, statutes, and commandments that was given to Israel by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? It says, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he has left one behind him that is like himself, Verse 5, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. Right? You're gonna baby this baby. He's gonna give you a bunch of problems. He's gonna whine. He's gonna be soft. He's not gonna listen. Right? It says a horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. He'll be doing his own thing. Look at Esau, Edom. Right? When we reference disrespectful children, we usually see Esau. Right? Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Right? You are to be you're supposed to use the rod of reproof, man, which is the scriptures, right, and apply them so you could teach your children, and you do it at times rough, right? The scriptures say, rebuke before all, so all may fear, right? And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.